All right, my friend. Well, first off, I get criticized a lot on this program that we run that I only bring the really sad stuff, the terrible dentist practicing in the hotel room and all the things. And I do have a little bit of both for tonight. So we're going to start low, we're going to end high. Things are going to work out okay for everybody. First off, I do have to tell you that there was a settlement that was reached this week, $3.5 million to a family for a pediatric case where the child experienced a low oxygen event during a sedation appointment. And then the mom had to take the child to the ER following the appointment for some cognitive issues that she was observing. And then they were able to diagnostically attribute it to other behavioral issues that came from that. But just so that, as we all clinicians are aware, the jury did side with the plaintiff on this particular case at the tune of $3.5 million. So just if you're reviewing your malpractice coverage for your hopefully not inevitable occurrence of needing to sit before a jury, make sure that you're paying attention to where the barometers are on these cases that are coming out. And that's where the jury settled for that particular one. Now, on the happy side of things, there's a dentist out of Arizona, John Badalato.
Cocktail Stone.
Yeah, Badalato. He is founder of Studio B Smiles in Phoenix and Scottsdale, and the team dentist of the Phoenix Suns. Partnered with Devin Booker, a professional basketball athlete for the Phoenix Suns, for a very lofty contribution of $500,000 to the Special Olympics of Arizona to ensure that their athletes are receiving active dental care if they're part of the program. How cool is that?
Right.
How cool is that?
Love that.
So we dentists are out there doing some good. We're doing good work. That's really an awesome partnership. The ADA has pushed out a grassroots effort. If you're not a member, but you want to still participate, you certainly can. The oral health or the Dental Health Act actually is up for expiration at the end of this year. Now, the Dental Health Act helps fund a lot of state and local programs. Its primary intent is to keep kids out of the ED, specifically for dental related conditions. So opening up opportunities for access to care in the dental health community. That is set to expire, and there's no clarity on whether or not that's going to get renewed. So there's this big push right now to contact your congressmen and senators to let them know that you would love for them to continue to support the Dental Health Act and to ensure its future funding. If approved, it will continue funding for 2028. Otherwise, it is set to expire at the end of 23. Now, let's talk about this one because you and I could probably get in the weeds a little bit on this particular topic, and this is where we're going to close it for tonight. So a study came out this week about the difference between fluoride toothpaste and hydroxyapatite toothpaste. Okay. And actually, mainstream media outlets like US News and several other like more consumer-based media outlets have picked up on this story. Now, fluoride's been getting kind of a bad rap recently because there's a lot of exploration right now of pulling fluoride out of municipal water supplies. The FDA is opening back up fluoride to relook at toxicity issues and how they're going to manage that in the community populations. So fluoride is kind of getting a little bit more awareness, I guess, or spotlight, we'll say. So here comes this new study with hydroxyapatite coming in as the knight on a white horse to say maybe hydroxyapatite is the new fluoride. The study was super interesting because they took a subset population of individuals. They had half of them brush their normal routine with fluoride toothpaste and half of them brush with hydroxyapatite toothpaste. They both came out with the same protective rate of cavities or caries. So the question then becomes, okay, well, I mean, you and I as scientists, dentists, whatever, would dive in that a little bit more and say, what was the over risk population. Like what was their actual risk to
Right.
begin with?
What was Carrie's risk to start?
Correct.
That's the first thing that went through my head was what was
Correct.
their Carrie's risk to start?
Correct.
Yeah.
How can
Yeah.
you actually attribute,
Right.
and especially because it was dead even. It was like 89% protection in one group, 87% protection in another group. And so it was, I mean, relatively statistically significant that both groups performed similarly. So then you're like, well,
And then was their water supply
right.
fluoridated?
But can I read the last sentence of this
Yes.
news article that came out in a main consumer US news? So your average person might pick this up and read it. It's also worth noting that this study looked only at dental caries and not how hydroxyapatite affects more severe issues like cavities.
I'm sorry. Come again?
You
Come
sounded
again?
Canadian for a minute. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Come again?
Yeah,
Pardon?
that's in print.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
you know,
So anyway,
it's a start, right?
It's a start. I don't know where this is going to go, and I am sort of just leaving it all out there. But I will say it does appear that there may be a bit of a tough road to hold for fluoride. Fluoride is going to, I think fluoride is up for some major testing that's going to come forward, both from a government perspective, and there's just additional data about toxicity issues and how we manage that. And then is hydroxyapatite sort of positioning itself? Are there investors, researchers, scientists, et cetera, trying to position hydroxyapatite as the new replacement for fluoride? And will it perform as well? Will we as clinicians accept it into our new routine of recommendations? Really curious if anybody else is a lot smarter about these particular topics than I am. But I thought it was an interesting consumer-facing article that we should discuss.
What an interesting topic, but obviously, you know, I think there's a lot of meat left on that bone.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of problems with it sounds like the control on that study, but listen, it's a start. We have to. The science evolves, and
Absolutely.
we need to keep looking. But I certainly wouldn't put all my eggs in that basket at this point.